call the meeting to order at 5:59. And just, it's a matter of course, would someone make a motion to approve the minutes for the July meeting?
Make a motion.
So
I'll second.
second that,
Yes.
Sophie? Okay. Is there any discussion or any corrections? So,
Well, except for the corrections on the previous, or I guess on these minutes that Gregory's name was George or something. It was wrong, but
we had a wrong name?
we got it wrong.
Oh,
But,
I
you know,
thought I looked them up on the town GIS.
he reported that it was incorrect. But,
Okay, we will correct that.
yeah.
So shall we vote? All in favor of the minutes with the correction?
Hi,
Opposed, abstained, minutes are adopted. It's
Fantastic.
yours.
Marty from Ultimate has some new speed study survey information for us. And you can take it away, Marty.
Well, thank you. It looks beautiful in Connecticut if I'm looking out that window. It looks gorgeous. So wish I was there. I am not going to take much of your time. If I share my screen, will you guys be able to see?
We
Maybe?
hope.
Okay,
We
let me
hope.
try. Let me try.
Yes, it works.
All right. Can you still see?
Definitely.
Okay. All right. Well, Amanda, thank you for having me. It's good to see everyone. Right now, I cannot see you because I'm looking at the speed study, but I'll just go over these results really quickly, and then I'll obviously send these to everyone tonight after the meeting so you have them handy, and I'm here to answer any questions that you may have, okay? So on Lime Street, we did a speed study from 7-7 to a 7-11, so a 5-day study. Speed limit's 25 there. So any violation is 10 over the speed limit. So the violations is anyone going 35 or higher. Okay. As you'll see, you have a ton of violations on Lime Street from our data. Say that again. Sorry. Did somebody have a question?
Oh, someone just coughed. That's all.
Oh, okay. Sorry. So if you really look at this number here, the violations, so on a daily basis, you have 634 violations a day, which is over 3,000 for the week, which is, we do a lot of speed studies. That's a lot of violations. That's a big issue. Does that look like what you had before, or any questions? Does it seem high? Does it seem low in your estimation?
I would just comment that the first select woman shared a speed camera that the town also had on Lime Street, and we just got that data hot off the press today. So I'd be curious to see if that confirms what you saw. You found.
Absolutely. I would love for you to share that with me if you can. So that'd be great data to have. But you know, a lot of vehicles, but this is a lot of violations. You know, yeah, anything over 500 in a day is a lot. So, all right, I'll go to the next one. This is Shore Road. I'm going to assume this is somewhere close to the water, if I recall. If you kind of look at the violations on Friday, they really jumped up a lot. So I don't know if people are coming into town, leaving town, but kind of the same issue, to be honest with you. Obviously, the speed limit is higher. So this is anybody going 40 or higher, these violations, which obviously much more dangerous because the speed limit's 5 miles an hour higher. So that threshold is higher for these violations. Go ahead.
Marty, it's Martha Shoemaker. Can you tell me where that camera was on Shore Road?
I can after the call. Yeah, I can send that to you. I can send you
because there are sections of Shore Road that are 45 miles per hour. That is a state road.
That's correct. But yeah, where it was placed was where it's 30. So, but I will send that where they place the tubes. Absolutely.
Okay.
There's
question.
actually a lot of variation. There's actually some that are
I
30.
I know, but that's not, I mean,
Yeah.
we can bring it to the attention of DOT, but. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So just again, repeating the same issue as before. A lot of violations, 565 a day. That's a big problem. All right, and then the last, I'll show you the other three, but they're not. You don't have issues there. So, this is 4 Mile River Road. Oh God, I thought I spelled road wrong for a second. Is that correct in the way I labeled that? I hope so.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. So same thing. Almost 400 on a daily average. The speed limit there is 35. I can again let you know where they were placed. But a lot of violations. Considering you're only, you're under 4,000 vehicles, 400 a day is a lot. So
Yeah.
It's
That
the
is
same
all.
guy going back and forth.
that's right. Oh
Well,
boy,
I'm sure he's certainly counted every day. And
that's funny. Well, we'll have to catch him
No, go
someday, or
ahead.
her, whoever it is, so.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go through the next three really quickly. Hopefully you can see there were the good news is these did not have really, Boston Post Road, you had less than 100 a day, 84 a day.
that's
Of course, the speed limit's higher there.
You said too.
Let
It
me
is
go.
surprising.
Did you think it would be higher or lower?
I did think it was high, it would be higher because that's where I live on the Boston Post Road.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But the other company that did the study also said that Boston Post Road wasn't an issue. I don't understand it. I see them whizzing by.
Yeah,
Are these,
I mean,
are these studies done all day or just like 9 to 5 or something like
oh no,
that?
they're all day. They're all
Okay.
day. Yeah,
Okay.
24 hours a day for 5 days. And I mean, to your point, if the vehicle count was lower, yeah, I guess I don't know that road myself, but yeah, that's a lot of traffic, a big vehicle count.
Yeah.
So you would think these numbers would be higher when you look at some of the other numbers, but the fact that the speed limit's 40, they have to be going 50 or higher for us to count it as a violation.
Right.
Yeah.
Some other things to take into consideration would be is if there was an accident on 95 on any of those days, which would have increased your traffic vehicle count tremendously. And also would have kept the speeds down because basically they're sitting in bumper to bumper traffic.
Right.
Because that's also a state road. Boston Post is also
Correct.
one. Yeah.
Well, the interesting thing is on Friday, look at the vehicle count, how high it went up.
That's why I think that was
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there was an accident that Friday.
Yeah, must have been. It's always on Friday, it feels like.
And,
Okay, I'll go
and
to the
this-
next one.
and,
Oh, sorry.
and wait, do you know if this was going north or south? I mean, is the camera put up on both sides going north
So-
and south or just one way?
So it's not a camera. We just simply use tubes. Yep. So it's
Oh.
capturing, but it's bi-directional. So if it's 2 lanes in both directions,
Okay.
we're capturing everything.
Okay.
Mill Creek Road, pretty low.
Might
Pretty
be
low.
it's Mile Creek.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I
It's
spell it
okay.
wrong?
No, that's fine. It's Mile Creek. We know it.
My bad.
Those are low
Sorry.
numbers though.
That's because the school's under construction, so people are avoiding it.
Okay.
Like,
If you would like, at some point, we're happy to circle back when that's completed and do another study, if that would help. All right, the last one was Smith Neck Road. Those are really low too.
Also not that many cars.
Not a lot of cars.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean, still, any number's too high, but
Yeah.
yeah. So that's, let me see, let me escape. Give me 1 second. So that's, you have 3 locations, in my opinion, that are huge issues. You have a big speeding problem there. I'm sure you feel the same way about those 3 locations. The other 3, you don't really have big issues there, right? I mean, speeding is still speeding, but these violations are also, they're not going 5 over, 6 over. They're going at least 10, 11 over, maybe even higher. So last time I was there, I actually saw, and look, I'm not a radar, but right in front of basically, I guess it's town hall. I saw someone, and you had a radar sign up that day, a feedback sign that shows their actual speed. I saw somebody rolling through there pretty fast. So I don't know where they were headed, but they were rolling. So
I have a quick question for you, which kind of
Yes, sir.
relates to the discussion we had, and I think I know the answer, but I wanted to ask you. As far as the state's new electronic speed enforcement program, can municipalities put enforcement cameras on state roads?
you can. You
You have to
just
get permission.
That's right. So we would work with you to submit all the paperwork. We have several jurisdictions like Milford, what they've submitted their paperwork. But we would help with that paperwork. Yeah, you'll have to have some other data outside of these speed studies, but these speed studies really help with showing that there's a speeding problem. So, but yeah, absolutely you can.
When we met with you before, you talked about kind of being relatively new to Connecticut. Are you working with any other municipalities other than Milford that you're able to
Oh.
say?
Oh, we're working. Well, currently I'm working with a ton of jurisdictions in Connecticut. I will tell you that, and I think everyone knows, we were one of 3 vendors that were selected for the Capital Region, the COG contract.
Mhm.
So that gives you purchasing power directly from that vehicle. But we won Fairfield, we won Milford also. And then I'm whether it's speed studies or working on an ordinance or working on a public hearing, we're working with a lot of jurisdictions in Connecticut right now.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, I think we can say goodbye for now.
Oh, no,
Thank-
man, that was quick. But I know you all are busy, so I don't want to keep you. Amanda,
Well,
I'll follow up and with the locations of the cameras. Sorry,
And-
locations of the speed study, not cameras.
Right.
And then also this information that I showed you guys today, I'll
That would be
send it.
fantastic. We would really
Okay.
appreciate it.
Awesome. And if
Okay.
anyone ever has questions, you know how to get a hold of me. So
We do. Thank you so
Awesome.
much, Marty.
Thank
take
you.
care, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Now, Amanda, if somebody just dial and you can do it from your phone, but somebody should call on the number on your agenda. Do you have a number on your agenda?
I don't think we
Yes.
did. Oh, we did?
Yeah. You should. So I don't want to do it because I'm gonna have to go downstairs, but if somebody will dial in by phone, you dial the number, and then this will stay recording and you'll get a transcript of your
Okay.
minutes.
So what
They
is
can send you the transcript, which helps note taking even better. See where it says dial by phone?
1, 3, 2, 3, 8, 3.
And then you're gonna have to punch that other number in, the ID number.
Right.
Good.
And then just mute your phone
Okay.
and you're good.
How do I, let's see, I don't know how to mute. Do you know how to mute? I don't know. Yeah. Oh, okay, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
So we're all set with all.
I guess we,
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm pleased that our first select person has joined us today. I had said last time I was going to send out a kind of a spreadsheet. It's kind of become a document, but I have it done, but it needs some revision because we asked Martha a number of questions that she responded to, and I think this would be a great opportunity for her just to kind of go through some of those points. And if I could take off a point, and then you might talk about it. So recording clerk or secretary.
Right. So we just this week, we had one recording for resign. We had a new hire. So our new hire was hired last week. She's had no training and she's never been a clerk before. I think that I said, that we have about 6 to 8 committees that don't have a recording secretary yet. They are groups that may or may not choose to have one, but they all have it in their budgets for one. Some of them turn back the money every single year. They just don't do it. Nobody does it. So once I go through the people at the top of the, get down because you are on the bottom because you were a newer committee. We're going through. I lost my recording clerk. You lost your recording clerk for open space. So now it's like asking the new person, what days or nights do you have available? Because you all usually meet at the same night of the week, same week, and same time. So
Would it be helpful if next year we move it to a different day? Like,
well, I don't know. Because,
Okay.
like WPCA has a clerk. They meet tonight.
okay,
And Harbor Management has a clerk, so they're not in contention with you. They
okay.
have clerks on this night, so it's
Okay.
not that, it's
Okay.
more like the hire, does she have available
Right.
Tuesday
okay.
nights? So we will chat with her and we've got to do some training with her, so we have some practice tapes that we're gonna send her home with a cassette, and she's gonna do some practice minutes for us, so that we can.
But I think
Better.
I could speak for all of us that if it would be more helpful to move to a different day of the week in order to get said new person,
Right,
then
we get,
so be it.
it's
You're
just,
not wed to Tuesday.
I understand.
But that wouldn't be till January.
Yes, no, I get it, but you know,
Right. I just want you to know that there are many committees. I mean, I went through every committee and checked who was assigned to them and then who actually is their recording secretary. And there are many people who have someone on their committee do it. And then they're not even compensated for it. They just do it because they're a committee, not a commission. The commissions get first dibs.
okay,
And there's one, well, now there's 3 commissions. Board of Selectmen doesn't have a recording clerk, open space and conservation don't have recording secretaries at the moment. So they get first dibs because they're like under Connecticut general statutes. So we'll find out. We'll do more. I am here tomorrow and Thursday, and then I'm in Monday, and then I'm gone for my son's wedding. So everything is going through email, not so many meetings, but we'll work it through. And hopefully we'll have an answer for you in September.
The other thing, another thing I asked Martha about was speed humps, and we I know have talked about that. We've looked at them at other towns and so forth. I wanted to know if there was any monies budgeted within the overall town appropriation, and also how would we basically build support from the emergency people, the people that might have some pushback on that. When we were leaving, I think when we were leaving an open space bidding last month, Andrew and I met Mike McCarthy, who's from the fire department. He said, "Oh, I hate those things." He says, "You guys want to see what they're like? I'll take you on a ride with a fire truck down White Sands Beach." So that's his attitude. And then the last thing I was curious about was what role the Historic District Commission might play on this road here.
So basically, myself is our so if you want to have this, you need to have backup from Public Works, Emergency Services. That's the ambulance, this fire department, EMTs, of where you're gonna put it, or where you want to put it. And then you come and you make a recommendation to the Board of Selectmen, discuss it. Definitely if you have a letter of, approval from any of those, any place that would be helpful.
so we have this,
That's not the emergency services.
no, but does that have any weight that almost like all but 2 people who live on this road have said?
So I-
Please,
Let
please.
me get to that
Okay.
after, because this is just speed humps, and then Greg's second part of the question was, how much authority does the historical district have on Lime Street for if we wanted to put one there? And basically, I had Eric Knapp check through the ordinances, the zoning regs, and the historic district regs. He doesn't have any verbiage that they have any authority over the safety measures that we put on this road. They will have, they do have the right to provide their thoughts. That's it. So they do not. So basically, we would be looking, this is exactly what we did with Soundview. We asked them what we could, they came to us and asked for one speed hump per road in the summer. I think it was when I was on as a select person, so it's been in the last 3.5 years that they asked for those. And they have them put in around Memorial Day and then taken out around Labor Day, after Labor Day. Those are temporary ones, and they purchased them, and they had put 3 more additional ones in their budget for this year. So they'll have 2 on each road next summer going forward. They do not, Public Works does not do it. They have someone down there who's done them for, I don't know if he had a career of putting in speed humps or bumps, but he is the one who watches and makes sure that they go in every year correctly.
Okay.
So that's that.
So,
Sounds like they were successful, if they want more of them.
Yeah.
They do, it's not. I mean, like Greg said, White Sands has them, that's a private road, it's not ours. They have, and I gotta tell you, I was really impressed. They've got like this little, not only the bumps, but they've got these things in the middle of the road, stay in your lane. And I was like, this is like, just, it's like going to a big concert, man, you are staying in your lane to park or whatever. So you are not whizzing down that road. The only question I would have is on Brighton Road, is this more of a seasonal problem or is it seen year round?
Seasonal problem. When Greg and Jeff were here last week, their ideal situation would be the speed bumps that are removable, they're seasonal. It's really once the beach club traffic dies down, then they could be removed.
Right, okay. So that, I totally understand that. And I have asked for additional. And I know they were there one night, especially Thursday nights, because I believe that's their dinner night. They have a dinner and there's more traffic on that particular night. And I have had somebody, a police officer, but that night it was extremely good behavior. So they must have known he was there.
The Thursday nights are not as busy as they used to be,
No,
so there's not as much traffic.
can I ask a question?
Sure.
In regards to, well, one thing I would mention is that it seems to me White Sands has speed bumps versus humps. They're the
They're
ones that are more jarring.
Yeah, they are very, very dry.
Yeah.
Very, really slow down.
But I wanted to ask you in terms of regarding the budget, we have $1,000 you mentioned, which is essentially going to be enough for one item. And I'm not clear in my mind whether this committee should be requesting budget funds for something like that as an advisory committee as opposed to a line operating unit within the government.
I mean, I was told at the
Yeah,
finance meeting, if you need more
right.
and you have an actual plan
Yeah.
to come and
beyond-
ask for it.
But it's beyond the level of appropriation. It's
Right.
who is appropriate, who would be appropriate to receive these monies and carry through on the work.
well,
So for something like this, for example, we have $1,000. If you say, we come to you and say, we'd like to put one on Brighton Road, for example. Would we then go to Ed and have his guy do it and pay it or?
knowing Ed, no,
I'm
it would
just-
be you
I'm
paying.
just curious
The-
about how.
the service is the
work and if
installing
this is
it.
the appropriate way to go.
Installing of the installation services sort of are covered through Public Works. Whether he calls the guy who does them for Soundview or whatever, but it's just a nice Samaritan who likes the town and he can do something and. He gets a couple of Public Works guys, they go down, they put them in, probably takes them. I don't know, an hour and a half, because they've got it down now, it's easy. Public Works stores the bumps, whatever they are. Over at Public Works with all the hardware, then they just bring them over one day and they just put I think there's 6 because they come in pieces. So if you were to recommend this, you would, first of all, you be extremely selective, because once they put the school, the holes in to put the bolts in, we're not moving it from spot to spot to spot. It has to stay there because it really wreaks havoc with the pavement. They have plugs that they put in for the winter so that water doesn't get in. And, Ed's crazy about his roads. So
Talk you for a second. Sorry.
you can interrupt me anytime. You don't
So-
need to.
so- it's my impression, and correct me, because I haven't looked into this, perhaps somebody else in this committee had, humps versus the bumps are more or less a permanent installation. The ones I've seen in New Haven, for example, that have a rise, they're asphalt, they're part of the roadway now. That's not something that's you can pull up seasonal.
They have, yeah, but they also have removable tables, humps and bumps. Every version, there is both a permanent version and a non-permanent.
Okay.
Permanent. The thing that I'm unaware of are the specific humps that have the dips for emergency vehicles to move into the center of the lane to miss them.
Oh,
I don't know if those are removable or if those are permanent. We'd have to look into that, but they exist now because people have said there needs to be a way for ambulances in particular and fire trucks to not go over them. And so they do exist.
So one of the things that you could do is have a manufacturer or a supplier, distributor, come explain the differences to you and give you all the options that would be available for a town of this size.
So let me ask you a specific practical question then. So we have the monies for one now, with the budget cycle coming
Well, is
up.
that the one you're basing your price though on Frank Papalardo's?
the thing, I sent you that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, we
Right, so that's what it was based on, that he,
I asked him a follow-up question of like, what did this actually mean? Because he said it was like 3 end units and then it was just 37 pieces or whatever. So I was like, I don't know, and that was the 6,000 or, the majority of the $6,000. So I was like, does that mean it's essentially 3 bumps because of the end units? And he didn't respond to that. But if it's 3 humps or bumps or whatever for 6,000, that doesn't sound crazy to me. If it was for 1, 6,000 is way out of our league.
I'm sure he's giving you the quote that he got
Right.
for this year for 3.
Oh, for 3.
So-
So that's what I assumed
Right,
because of the end unit.
but
Yeah, I
he didn't shop around.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, and I'm not saying shopping around means you're gonna get something cheaper or whatever, but when you have someone who, like Ultimate, if they think they're gonna come in and they're gonna hook you in and you're gonna do 1 speed bump next year, but you might do 7 the next year, they're gonna give you the attention and the pricing that you need on that first one to get it installed.
I didn't want to get into specifics of the price. My question was more process. So we have monies in
And you
this
could
fiscal
come,
year.
you could come and ask us for
For the next fiscal year, if we decide more than what this will afford us is still needed in town, we would request funds for that again. We would be the person asking for those funds.
Yes,
Okay,
you would make recommendations, have the recommendations approved, and then you can put them in the funds.
okay.
I mean, that every time at budget season, there's always somebody who tries to sneak something by us that is nothing to do with anything they ever asked for. But yes,
Can I ask a process question? I don't know a lot about small town politics, but so obviously the emergency vehicles are a consideration. We have to think about that. So what if those 2 gentlemen say, we really don't want these? Do we get to say, we understand your considerations, but we feel it's in the better interest of our town to go ahead and do it? How is that power based?
that's where the board of selectmen, as the local traffic authority, has to weigh it out.
Okay,
So you have to weigh out the pros and cons. I think one of the things that would be helpful is to know how many calls they have on that road. So let's just say you wanted to do a call on you wanted to put one on Lime Street. How many calls, we shouldn't pick Lime Street because there's but, and don't pick Ross Lane because they leave there too.
And not in front of my house.
I think what you do is you pick a road, maybe like Brighton or some other street that you're concerned about. And you think, well, how many calls did you put in that section of town?
Who do we get that from?
You can get that from request it from, I'm not sure. We just got some information the other day, something about like all calls, all the information goes to the state as to where their calls are. I'm sure Mike McCarthy, John Duddy, Rob McCarthy, somebody had the local information. And so with Pete Ross at ambulance, I know that it's harder to get anything from the police department because that does go through the state police and that's a Freedom of Information Act. That's gonna take you 6 months to 8 months to get the
I
information.
want to move on past Tom's, but I just want to make one point, Mary, is that it's not just emergency vehicles, and believe me, endodontic is plows are a consideration too.
Yeah, I forgot that.
Yeah.
But if they're removable, the
Yeah,
plows wouldn't be
plows
needed.
is-
If you remove them before winter.
Yeah. So
And last
They can
year
still
we
complain.
only had 4 inches of snow last year.
Oh, yeah.
use my snowblower once each of the last 2 years.
Yes.
So
If you throw it away.
I asked Mark
Yeah,
about
every day.
speed cameras. We have apparently 3 up now. We have the data from them that I think I shared with you today. We also had the town receive an offer, if you might talk
We
about
did,
that.
we're taking them, they're coming tomorrow.
Okay. I
Tomorrow
don't think
we
they know
deliver.
what was. what-
So the T2 school, which is transportation and something, I've forgotten what it's called. But it's called the T2 school, it's housed at UConn. They do a lot of training for public works, et cetera. We were offered 2 more speed cameras and 7 years of service on the cloud for servicing our data. So 2 more will be installed tomorrow. They won't be installed tomorrow. They're coming tomorrow. They have to be installed within 4 months or we lose them. And the state chooses the first 2 spots for them based on their data that they've collected. So they are certainly collecting the data from reports from accidents, speeding, anytime calls from emergency vehicles. So they're basing it too on data that they've collected. So he's coming tomorrow. He's asked that Ed or somebody from his department be here and somebody from, and they're coming at noon. Sean Barry is coming at noon to deliver the 2. We put them up. Then after having them up for about a month, then we're free to move them around like we are with the cameras that we have
Will they
on now.
install tomorrow?
No.
Okay. Yeah. So when they
Come
come
on
up with, when you said
Yeah.
John Barry was coming, yeah, I didn't think that.
Do you know
would be
him?
Quite a good turnaround. I think it would be really interesting for the committee to have a sense of what their criteria and analysis is for the locations they pick. If Sean Barry or somebody could kind of
I can
share
ask
that
him.
with us, that
I'll
would be
ask him.
helpful, I think.
He hasn't told me where he wants them yet.
Yeah.
So I have no idea.
He may not know.
So we will be able to pull up that data from the cloud. I don't know who will give it to.
So Martha, you said they have to stay in that spot, they decide for how long?
About a month, he said.
1 month,
Yeah,
and then,
because they want to record the data that they're seeing once they have it too. So they probably have access to our cloud as well for that particular those 2 cameras. And then we are allowed to put it anywhere. We can go to, they do provide you with the forms for DOT if you want to move them. These are not ticketing cameras. They are just the ones that say,
solar power.
no, they're wired,
They're wired, so
just
they're,
like the ones we have. the three.
The one on McCurdy that is solar powered is in the shade.
That's not solar powered.
Oh, it's not.
No, the 3 that where did I said, I told you the lines.
Sometimes it works and sometimes
It's not line. It's McCurdy, Still,
And line was the other one. It says line.
We started with line.
Yeah.
McCurdy line.
No, the 3 cameras,
Yeah,
who's got it on McCurdy?
look in the upper right.
Okay, sorry. Okay, Lime Street. I haven't seen the one on Lime Street. I don't know where it is.
It's down by the fire station.
Yeah,
Okay, so Still Lane,
that's the one telling you how fast.
Still Lane, yeah,
Yeah, I saw it today.
okay. So Still Lane, Lime Street and McCurdy. That's where your 3 are right now. They're gonna give us 2 more locations. The ones that are out there are the actual ones that are wired. They're wired, they're solar powered. And
McCurdy doesn't always work. I
They-
don't know why.
that's the trick one. That's what they do. They turn it off sometimes.
So you
Still
don't know.
collecting data.
Got it.
It's still collecting you. You're just not knowing what you're
I
doing.
do have a question about like the McCurdy one and other ones. Who chose where they are?
The police.
Okay, because the McCurdy one is on an uphill turn. Necessarily, people are slowing down there. Like if you had put it closer to Duck River, then people are going downhill flying, or they're going slightly uphill but a straightaway flying rather than a turn. Because a turn, everyone's gonna be slow.
It's right after the golf course. Yes, it is. It's right at the little house, the gatekeeper's cottage.
Oh, yeah, the end, that's a curve. It's a curve down.
McCurdy?
Yeah.
I don't see that as a curve. It's a straightaway.
No,
do
that's
prefer-
definitely a curve.
No, I drive that every day. It's only coming from the train tracks into town. It's only one camera and it's only going one way.
Right, and so that's going uphill on a curve. I mean, we can agree to disagree. I would maintain that that is.
How do you see that as a hill?
I agree.
It is up, I mean, it's, like, we can debate what a hill is, but you are going traveling up. Your elevation is gaining.
I wouldn't see that.
I was just curious as to who chose it, because I feel like.
Because
there are others.
that's where they see the most people coming out. Probably from the fact that in seasonal, the golf course, pickleball, tennis courts, there's a lot of activity on McCurdy going that way. And that's probably why they chose it.
Okay.
So, and every day, I mean. I can just tell you, it's like between 8:30 and 9, it's like we're Pfizer. People are coming in, everybody comes. McCurdy.
I live on McCurdy.
Yeah, I know.
So I'm aware.
And everybody
I walk
comes
there.
to, everyone comes to work. On that way.
Yeah, but it's not really work. I mean, it's always.
The other thing on the list was the signs. I noticed we have a stop sign in our community, in my neighborhood, which the last one was completely illegible, so do you want to comment on that?
We had, he went around and he did put up some new speed signs. Mostly on Sill, and then we got complaints from Sill Lane residents. Oh, no, they're not happy.
But you added just 2.
No, there were five.
You replaced them.
I think we replaced, but, well, there were signs that he noted that there were, 2 30-mile-an-hour signs, and there were 3 25-mile-an-hour signs. So Ed said, 3 wins, 25, everybody's getting 25. And we have gotten phone calls, why did you change our speed limit to 25 from 30?
Ah,
Well, you just gotta explain it. That's all.
What's the actual speed
I
limit?
did, I explained it exactly the way. I said, Ed went out, and I said, and he took a pole, driving down.
But we asked him to do that.
Yeah,
Yeah, but when he went out, he doesn't have his list with him. He just went out with his signs and his truck and his guys and said, why
Three
is
is better
why,
than 2.
and why are there, and I think there's a total of 5 signs now that say 25 miles per hour.
Right, the 30 was random. And it would go from like a stretch of, an eighth of a mile, 25 to 30. Like, it was just so random.
Right, and so I'm sure what happened was a sign fell down. They took whatever they had in the shop and put it up. That was, who knows how many years ago, but now they're all 25.
So,
And yes,
I'm
Trying to move one, which is sooner than when you come on to sale. It's
That's
much
the better
better
one.
and
Because-
it's wonderful.
yeah, because that's the one that, there's a law, there's a rule of when they have to be within so many feet of when you turn onto the
Yeah,
road.
and it's.
So we did follow that.
I'm confused. What is the actual speed limit? Is this, are the signs correct?
The signs are right. Well,
Yes.
Ed says they're 25, that's it. He made that rule.
So he's.
I'm
he's
fine
got
with
the
that.
authority
I
for
was
that.
fine. I'm fine with that. I was like,
That's what we asked for, so I do have a question about signs. I have a new request from a resident who has deer crossing over and wants to avoid death and destruction. We didn't ask for it on our other signs request. Do I have to do it in a more,
Well,
rigid?
it's one, I don't think we have one.
Okay,
So I'll ask him, but I do not think in his, and I would depend where it is, because I know that you all want speed signs, but there are a lot of people in this town who are averse to putting signage up. I mean, if you remember a few years ago, well, it was right after I took office, when they put those massive stop signs up on steroids on Smith Neck Road, Mile Creek Road, Town Woods Road,
Both sides.
both sides. I had a senior citizen say, when did you make Town Woods a one-way road? It was so nice. It's not one way. Because they put them on both sides and they put big signs up on both sides of the road saying, stop ahead.
Yeah.
And people started to think, oh, now it's on both sides. We can go wherever we want. No. I did. Ed went out that next morning, took them down himself. State got mad at him. I said, we told you we didn't want them on both sides. They said, well, this is the way we're doing it. And then I had to write 17 letters and I finally got them to agree to take them down.
It's curious to the state. Those were posted on actual town roads, not on 156.
But on the corners of the roads that they're coming out onto there and where they feel, and Amanda will agree, there have been accidents.
Oh, yeah.
I
So-
yeah.
So that
And we still have that lovely big yellow 2-arrow sign, which doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever, but.
Where's that?
Right in front of my house.
Oh.
But, you know, it's directing you that you can turn either way. I just,
And
I don't
Andrea
think that
found
was a question.
has like 100 past, accidents a year, said none of those accidents are caused by somebody coming out of Smith Neck. They are all caused by speeding on 156. And she said, I don't know why they feel putting the stop signs there. We are getting a new crosswalk there too. That crosswalk is being replaced.
Where's that?
Right.
Where-
Yeah.
And those tall signs were intended for truck drivers, which was the reason the height was when I had asked the state about it. And it's Smith Neck Road, Town Woods Road, where are trucks coming down onto Boston Post or onto Shore Road there?
I see the. I
Coming
can
up
see
from
it.
Town Woods and then turning,
Yeah,
it's.
yeah, they're doing all of it.
Yeah.
They're doing all of it, so.
Same trucks.
But basically, if I put in an email saying I request a deer crossing sign,
You can request it and then we can see what the cost would be,
Yeah.
what's the,
okay.
some of
Would
that
that go
sign,
for children at play, those kind of signs?
if you have a neighborhood where it's, you have children out and about, yeah, I mean, I think there's one on Jean Drive.
We wanted one, G Drive.
Oh. There used to be one when my kids were little, yeah. Because this, the Sheffields lived there. I'm sure that's where they lived. Maybe on the road. And they had 3 or 4 kids, maybe before, yeah, maybe, yeah, I mean, David's 32.
So I just wanted to, I would suggest, Amanda, that as a matter of policy, when we have a request like that, we should just do it formally.
That's what I was asking, is that, what is the formal, that was my question.
You can make a formal request to
Yeah.
me,
Okay,
and I'll put it on the Board of Selectmen agenda
okay,
to discuss, and I'll have to get some background in. So if you send it to me like on a Wednesday and I had a Board of Selectmen meeting on Monday, don't expect it to be on that agenda because I need to be able to provide them with
I
what's the
mean,
cost gonna be, whatever. And I have to say that it's, like I said, like Sill Lane, literally, I think Ed probably rolled off the street and the phone call and Michelle goes, what did Ed do? What's on Sill Lane? She was like, something's going on.
Martha, I begged for those signs. He, is near Essence, the back parking lot, and he was outside, and he and I had a long-standing relationship. And I went by, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago, and I said, signs? He said, I promise, I've got them, I promise.
Yeah.
So.
There, I mean, the summer is insanely busy for these 6 guys. 6, and one had a baby, somebody was out on sick leave, and
Somebody
so,
got hurt.
yeah.
Installing a sign, was that?
Yeah, the stop sign fell down, he had taken his gloves off, he could put the bolt, and the sign came down and sliced, cut through his nerves, he had to have massive surgery. So that's all, he's back, but I said, let's use the work gloves when we put up signs, but it's hard to hold bolts when you've got the work gloves on. I think that education, I talked about the educational messages on safe driving. You, again, would be responsible if you wanted to design something. I strongly suggest anything though that you want to do is high school, that you need to work with the high
The
school
school.
and the school superintendent. They have an electronic message board at the high school that they change. I think is the kids can read it through either if they're in the library or if they're in the commons. It's both there, it's posted. And I think there's another one in a hallway. But those are the types of things that, and if you work, I'd again work with somebody like Steve Hackett, Dominic, or Matt Weber, because they know these kids, they've worked with them before, what's gonna work, what's not. Look at other towns, what types of programs they do. But again, the most important thing is to get in there and do a program. You might be able to work. I don't know if they still offer driver's ed at the high school. But that was always a great thing when our kids were young, that sometimes one of the police officers would come in and speak. But to talk about, why do we want you to drive the speed limit here in town? I think those are important. I think anybody that you can get. Steve Hackett's gonna be doing DARE again with the kids for drugs. And Mary Seidner for LYSP, see what they can do, what types of programs. You could put together a program and present it at the library, LYSB. You could provide some of this data to parents of new drivers to say, is your child about to start driving? Look at the numbers and start to show them. I just had one of the police officers in today. He goes, we have got to do something about e-bikes. And I said, yeah, I know, but that's going to be a state reg. And by the way, if those bikes, the really, we call them e-scooters, they have to have a motorcycle helmet for those. And if they are under 16, they are supposed to be helmeted all the time. But if you see one of those kids without a helmet, you need to let me know. Send me, if you know the kid's name, because the police officers go to their houses. They go to the house, they talk to the parents. And
You're required to have a motorcycle helmet?
yeah, on the e-scooters, the ones that go faster. And the e-bikes, you just have to have a regular helmet.
Can they
But
be-
if you are 16 and under, you must be helmeted at all times on a bike.
Can they go on the main roads? I saw some the other day. I was terrified.
The scooters?
Yeah, two young kids were flying down one.
Some of those, yeah, it really depends on. There are like some of those surrounding bikes that have been changed and they'll do 45, 55 miles an hour. Those are not legal in state package. But there are class 1, class 2, class 3 bikes. Some require you to have a pedal and it's only pedal assist, some have a throttle, which is still legal in Connecticut, but it's really the speed and the power output. And a lot of them probably aren't legal, but I mean, the police would have to know the exact model or test them,
I
so.
will say,
We're talking about the scooters,
They are-
like,
they are not, they still have to abide by the laws of the road. And they are not supposed to be popping millions all the way down Lime Street.
Yeah, but
Are scooters the same thing as mopeds?
No, this looks like an electric bike, but it goes a lot faster.
yeah, it's the kid who rides up and down Boston Post Road.
Yes.
On one wheel. Without a helmet.
And we all agree, he's extremely talented.
Yes,
But
he's
we
very
also-
good.
We are also very afraid that he's
Yes.
gonna flip backwards and he's gonna end up
Yeah,
in nice.
he's definitely, he's headed for an accident. What, can we move on
I
to,
have to,
yes,
I
because you
have
have to
like 3
go.
minutes, because
Okay.
I have to go to Board of Finance.
Well, we wanted to do the
Yeah.
petition
Yeah.
from Brighton Post
Sure.
Road.
I know Greg came in and introduced the issue, last
month.
meeting with, Jeff also came. But, so there are 25 houses.
So that would be Greg
Greg and Mike.
Yeah.
to Michael, and
Yeah.
then who's the other person?
Jeffrey Sandman, he's down at.
He's in the middle.
Okay, I just wanted
And the location that they put here of 37 and 64, the 37 is where Brighton Road, starts to narrow
Mhm.
and then starts heading down the hill, small hill, towards the beach club. And then 64 is, I'm guessing, probably close to the corner near the Bingham's house, probably somewhere around there. Is their proposed location, they also propose reducing the speed limit to 15. And installing slow down signage. I think this is 21 households on this out of, I believe, 20.
Were the other four opposed?
I'm not sure if they were opposed or if they were,
Just not.
let's see, like,
You know.
they got eyebrow. He's usually not there, so maybe, yeah, I wonder if it's seasonal or maybe they were opposed, I'm not sure.
Oh,
There
the
we
people
go.
who wrote in via our email, it was only like 6,
There were
but
6.
there was one person who didn't want a bump.
Mhm.
They agreed that there was a problem, but they were not necessarily hump or bump.
Yeah.
You know, positive, but the others were definitely like, we want a bump.
Yeah, and it would be, it's a seasonal
Yeah,
problem, so it's
seasonal
seasonal.
bump, yeah.
Bump removable. And I know we were talking about pricing those. I've gotten a lot of quotes to those for work, and they range between $1,200 to $3,500 a piece for a speed hump. Yeah, really depends on the manufacturer, but that's kind of what you're looking at.
Yeah.
For price.
Well, thank you very much for that.
So,
And-
did you speak to some?
I did, and they heard me. I talked to, the current president, and I talked to Jay. Jay has put up a sign, which my husband and I think needs to be bigger and in another position, but saying, please respect our neighbors. Slow down. And that's all we were able to do. I don't know, I can get that sign changed. It's not in a good position and you can't really see it, but it needs to be bigger and it needs to be in a better position. And I think Jay will do that.
And that's when they're leaving the parking lot.
That's exactly.
And Jude had said that too, that they had reached out, that she knew that they'd been spoken to it. I mean, you know, not Jude, but. She said
No, Jay's right behind us.
members, had been asked to be respectful, so.
I missed how many people have signed that live, like what's the percentage of?
So 21 out of 25 houses.
Oh.
And they,
24, I'm not sure exactly.
Yeah.
and
I
they
know
want,
there's one in the corner.
There's some duplicate on here for, I just.
Yeah, I didn't count the number of names, I counted the number of, or the number of names, I counted the number of households.
Oh.
Gregory had said it was all but 2. That's what he said in his email. Was that it was all but.
Yeah, and one of those 24 houses could be, their address is not Brighton Road, but they're on the corner of Old Shore Road, and Brighton Road, they are half on Shore, so maybe they're not being counted.
and they agreed with all 3 things, reduce the speed.
Yes.
Yep, got it. Okay, thank you.
I think it's more, I know Thursdays aren't nearly as busy as they used to be, probably more of a weekend problem. Do you know if they're still doing weddings at the beach club?
On state occasions. but
Yeah,
not
but not
very
very
often.
frequently. Yeah, so I think it's more of a weekend problem, but
And they close, when do they close? Right after leave?
In October.
Yeah,
So
unless
you
there's a
said
hurricane,
more
when
on
they
the
close
weekend.
earlier.
it seems to be, I know a couple weekends ago, I was over there, my parents live by the road, so there was someone set up a lawn chair in front of their house and was yelling at cars. Yeah, so I saw them on the way and talked to them.
I almost do that on Ferry Road. Nancy Manville, I used to do that on sale
Yeah.
all the time. And invariably, we knew who they were. You know, and we got to the point where we didn't.
Well, I had 3 boys and I had a neighbor who called me every single time they rounded the corner on 2 wheels to let me know. And then when her kids were older, my boys used to say, should we call her and tell her that her children are also coming on 2 corners? I said, let's not. I said, I know you were. But, all right, just remember, everything is made as a request for this is our recommendation.
Right.
Make sure that it is in your minutes, that you have voted on it, that you have a vote, you have a tally, so that there's backup information, so you can say at our meeting on August 12th, whatever day it is, this was voted on and approved to be sent to the Board of Selectmen.
Okay.
Because that just follows the trail through, and then we will address it at a upcoming Board of Selectmen meeting. If I need more information, if you want to do speed humps and bumps, and I don't think Frank has ordered his yet. I don't think the one for Brighton Road would be the same size, but I would be interested to know if he orders 4 versus 3, if it would change the price.
Right.
And even if yours is a different size, and I don't know how they measured,
But they probably do like bulk.
Yeah.
well,
Bulk pricing is usually a thing.
Well, anytime we can buying power.
Yeah.
It's all better, so, and like I said, if you need money from Board of Finance, we meet every month. Again, it has to go through Board of Selectmen first as a recommendation that we send to the Board of Finance, and then Board of
It's
Finance
approved.
hears it as well.
Yeah.
And then if it's under 20,000, it doesn't have to go to town meeting. If it's over 20,000, it has to go to a town meeting.
Okay.
So keep your buying power low. Okay,
Fantastic. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for answering all the questions and talking to us.
yeah, no problem. Let me know whatever comes about. Thank you. And I'll be here till 10, so.
So now, well, I want to take, I think, lead on the survey results and because
No,
you don't.
no. I'm happy to talk about the survey results,
Yeah.
but I don't think we finished Brighton yet, have we?
Did we?
No.
Well, so I think
So
we have.
I'm curious to what everybody thinks of
Okay.
their 3 suggestions. Are we in favor of them? Do we want to make a recommendation as?
I think they know their road,
It's
so.
a quiet road that doesn't have much impact on emergency services. It's not,
No.
it's a dead end street. I don't think there's gonna be too much impact, especially to public works, because it'll be removed by the way. And it's probably a good test road. I mean, I feel like this or Smith Neck are good test roads because they're not pass-throughs, they're just dead end streets.
And I think if the, 90-something% say they want it, they should have a say in it.
The one part of their recommendation that I frankly am unsure about is the 15-mile home speed limit. So we have,
Is it 20 now?
20 now.
20 now.
we have 15 on a street. They go onto a parallel street so they can speed and not break the law. So I think 15 might,
Yeah, I mean, I think that
Oh,
if you're putting in bumps, that's gonna reduce you anyway.
15. And it's just it's a 15-foot wide.
What's the speed limit to, White Sands Beach?
15 or 10.
But I will say, those are real humps.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to slow down.
You're really only 5 over there. And it's-
But it feels that narrow
Yeah.
as White Sands, so.
Yeah.
For me, 15 makes sense,
I feel
because
like-
it is very tight.
Well, the most significant thing is that the vast majority of the residents want these 3 things. So shouldn't we propose the 3 things that they want?
It's sort of like, and it's 2 speed humps, does that sound about right for the?
Yeah, it's not even on the beginning of the road, it's just when the road narrows that they want the speed humps because there's less room. And you can't pass someone in a section road, you have to walk with them on someone's front yard, so it is very narrow.
Or into the bushes.
Or in the bushes, yeah.
I mean, I just think that if almost everybody wants to see it reduced, then who are we to say, no, it shouldn't be reduced? That's how I feel.
Yeah, it's a good test.
Yeah.
And then maybe Smith Neck should do the same thing.
would someone want to make a motion then that we recommend to the Board of Selectmen that they adopt these 3 steps?
Sure, I make a motion that we recommend the Board of Selectmen.
I second it.
Okay. Any discussion? Okay, so we already did actually discuss it,
Yeah.
so all in favor?
I,
Is that unanimous? Opposed, abstained, okay. So I will add that to the minutes.
fantastic. So now we can move on to the
We
survey,
can find for this speed survey.
which was very successful.
Yes,
I love reading comments.
So many pages.
so, a couple things I want to mention about that. It's I got one call from my favorite reporter who has my home phone now and is calling me, you know, that I would care for with some kind of off the wall questions. But I did not want to officially comment on this survey because frankly, at the time that I spoke to the report, I had not gone through all the individual comments, and maybe in the standardized questions, maybe people say, yes, speed humps are fine, but we got as many as like 200 bespoke comments, and maybe people in there are going to basically have an opposite point of view. So we need to kind of go through those and see how they impact, see if there's any trends, any information about that. And the other item is we all looked at the survey. I think we all had a chance for it. We all had a chance to comment. And we put in there, if you want to talk to us further, you can. 80 people took us up on that. And we have emails and phone numbers. So I talked to Cheryl Porter about that, and she said, I suggested her, what would you think about emailing everybody that wants to talk to us further and say, we understand that you've got some additional information or additional thoughts you would like to share with us. Would you care to do so via email, or would you
Prefer.
want somebody to call you? And maybe we could cut down the number of calls somewhat.
Do we have a meeting for all the people who wanted to talk to us?
Pardon?
Can we have a meeting, call a meeting for everyone, say 80 people have wanted to discuss this, we'd love to meet with you and hear from you all?
If they want to all do that, I think that would be really,
A tough meeting.
I think that would be a
Yeah, it's
interesting.
It would be a way of
And to try to do that.
potentially getting rid of a bunch of people in one day.
I think, I know 9 people on here.
Okay.
So if we divided the 80, to each, everybody had 10 people to contact, I don't think that's that.
Yeah, that's
onerous.
not.
I think it's probably easier to do it like that than to try to have everybody in a room and everybody talking over each other. I think it'd be a little chaotic.
If we want to do that, other than like public comment, which we do have every meeting, not for them all to come at the same time, but to like do like a first come, first served public comment thing where we do 5.
I think it would be help. My own thought is, I have no idea what people propose to communicate, but maybe someone just said, I really want you to look at Silver Road. It's not a safe road. And that would be it.
Right, so it does, yeah.
And if someone really has an issue that they're like the Brighton Road people, certainly to have the opportunity to come and
Speak.
attend the September meeting or whatever.
Right. Just a quick note, not about the survey, because we're already a little past 7. Next month, we have to end at 7 because this room is going to be occupied.
Okay.
So so we keep that in mind.
So if I were to, so we have a couple members that are not here. If I were to send that list around and just kind of go 1 to 10, 10 to 20 to everybody, would everybody be willing to send out an email and
Yes.
just identify yourself as a member of the committee? We understand. I'll write up a little welcome paragraph for everybody. I'm happy to do that. If anybody wants to go through read the comments, I can basically categorize those by different questions, the particular issues that people have extra comments, so I can send that out to you. So I will send out a number of stuff to all of you. I will update kind of our progress chart because I've new information that Martha just provided to us and the survey stuff. When we get that done, I think that'll give us an idea of how much behind us the town is and I think that we'll see what the rest of the town wants and go from there.
Yeah. If there's any kind of consensus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so compelling, though, all the other towns in Connecticut that are moving up on this, right? It's happening.
Yeah, I think within a few years, you're gonna see a pretty good percentage of towns go into electronic speed enforcement. It was interesting that one of the questions I was asked was, why is a small town like Old Lyme doing this rather than like a big city like Middletown or or Hartford or whatever.
I think that's a crazy
I
question.
didn't want, that could be a little bit of a fact, I didn't want to say the fact that we have a small police force, but that is the reason.
Yeah. And also because we have speeding just because we're small.
Yeah,
Okay, we have a small police force that spends the entire summer in one place. All of it.
I mean, if someone's speeding, they're gonna speed getting on 95 and getting off 95 at all lines. They're gonna speed everywhere they go.
All right, so
I don't have anything else.
don't have anybody else? No?
The only thing would be interested in finding out, which we will never find out because it takes too long for the police, would be, I know there's at least 3 larger accidents that caused road closures in the last month. I would wonder-
Including ours?
Yeah, that one too. And the one over here, and then the one on Bosphorus Road, just past the Audubon.
Oh, we lost found.
Yeah, it wasn't power now. It would be interesting to see if they determine that speed was a factor in those, or if not, but I'm sure that'll take forever to.
Well, can we submit a FOIA request now and just wait 6 months? Or,
Yeah, it's fine. They would, yeah, they would have probably determined speed in the background in the accident by now. I didn't see the one in front of our
I
house.
can't imagine that that
Information
was.
out, but just slowly.
Yeah, well, if you submit a Freedom of Information Act request with the police, it'll take like half a year or a year.
Yeah.
I just want one quick process question for both of us. In terms of the recommendation to the board of selectmen, do we need to say that we would recommend that 2 temporary speed bumps or humps be put up? Do we need to get into any cost figures, do you think?
I don't think so, because then they're gonna vote of whether they even will do it.
Yeah.
And
And then you find out how much it costs.
Okay.
Because, yeah, I think that's a down the
I
line.
just wanted to confirm.
I think so.
Do you want to try for the next the next meeting? Is that a goal to present something at the next meeting?
Their next meeting is next Monday. I believe.
I would think we would, do you want to draft something? Would you like me to?
I mean, I can write an email and, we'd
Yeah,
like
I-
to do this.
Yeah, just say that we voted
Yeah, we voted, we'd like to do it.
8-0.
And maybe, yes, and maybe it'll go
8-0,
through and it,
and the residents find 24 homes.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, 21 says-
I just have one last question. Where are we with the control speed cameras? What more information are we gathering? Where?
For the speed enforcement.
Mhm.
We are collecting speed data from the vendors and from our cameras and so forth. I hope that we'll have somewhat of a sense of how the community reacts to it from the survey. And then I think the next thing we need to do is decide if that's something we want to recommend, decide if we might pick a vendor. And have you seen the DOT application, Rosemary?
No.
Yeah, I can send that to you. It's pretty detailed. I think it would be stretch the capacity of this committee, obviously, to fill that out because,
Didn't they say they would do that?
yes, yeah.
Because they know it would stretch the capacity of this committee.
And I mean, I'm glad that they were one of 3 vendors chosen by an independent agency. And I did speak to the woman that reviewed reviewed, I think 6 companies applied. They chose 3 of the 6. And I think she'd be amenable to maybe selection process and so forth. I will send out the DOT application to everybody.
Okay. And then who's in the running besides Ultimate?
Well, we talked to 3. We
Yeah,
talked
we
to,
So everybody we spoke to
But-
is still in the running, like no one was.
But Blue Line has really disappeared, like literally off the face of the earth. He has not communicated.
so it's
Like,
Logix and Ultimate are the ones?
and Traffic Logics also has not. I mean, they were mentioned a couple of times in a couple of these, the articles and whatever, so they're obviously still out there. And the last they said was, we're not gonna charge you for cameras. But they also have not been in touch, because I think they thought like, okay, they're not interested in us.
the other thing I can do, I think it would be helpful, happy to do this as well, is to find out who the other towns are using. I think Traffic Logic
Might be one of them.
it has at least 3 or 4 towns and he was,
New Washington was using them.
yeah, and he mentioned Fairfield and Milford.
Yeah,
So
Okay, so that blue line is out.
I think he is because he was really, you know, he was really in everybody's face.
who's
Like every selectman, you know, like he was all over the place and sending things and then he just disappeared. And like Martha said, he hasn't contacted her. He hasn't been in contact at all. So I think he's done.
I missed that presentation because of the conflict.
Yeah.
Was he with the company or he just
He
somewhat associated with them or?
he wasn't entirely forthcoming in saying that he was with the company, but he didn't disassociate himself, but he basically came at it as like, I'm just a citizen. I'm just trying to help. That was his main thing. Oh, and I happen to work for a company that does this. So,
If I would like to email Ultimate to ask questions, would you prefer that I just do it and then send you if they respond anything, or to CC the?
why don't you CC Road and Public Safety? That way there's a trail. Don't you think?
Yeah, I think you have questions for Ultimate?
Well, yeah, it's the data protections and safeties, and particularly who the manufacturer is, because if it's Flock is manufacturing.
I think what
Think more
I
red
might
dot
suggest, Sylvia, is you jot down your questions.
I did, I sent the Road and Public Safety email last
Okay.
month, a big, long thing.
So, and rather than,
Oh, it was like right before the meeting, yeah.
and rather than contacting Ultimate individually, that whatever questions you have, we can look at it. Maybe we have some other questions that somebody else would have. We could ask all of them the same questions and see how they respond. I think your questions about data and manufacturing, all that are great topics, but I think we should do it on more.
Sure, so should I resend it to you too?
I
hadn't
have it in the Road and Public. I'll dig it up and I'll send it.
I haven't seen them.
Yeah.
That's one of the issues.
I mean, I would love to get rid of the email responsibilities if you wanted it, but you know,
If
it's
you want me to do
tough.
it, I can do that.
Okay, we'll have just have to figure out, because you know, it wants you to sign in every
Yes.
damn time and
Yeah.
sends a text to me.
So that's one of the town's twilight zone areas.
I just,
So
even though I say,
Oh,
please
Amanda-
pause for 30 days.
yes, Martha said if there's co-chairs, the co-chairs should share access to that.
Yeah,
But
But how do you
with the
do it?
two-step authentication, you
Yeah.
can't.
you can't, yeah, because it's always texting me with a number.
Yeah.
And
When you log on, can you stay logged on?
no,
Yeah, I can't.
for like maybe a day and that's
It
it.
says,
And then,
it says
and then
30, don't
Right.
stay in for 30 days.
But it doesn't do that, and it also, for me, it has, I log in, I get the text, and then it says, you've just logged out, so I have to do it all over again. Yeah, it's not fun, but you know,
Background.
meeting to a close,
You-
you are a first,
Okay, so Amanda.
Yeah.
And who,
I'll second.
second,
Yeah.
and we all work to adjourn. What
we,
time do you have?
it's 7, oh, sorry, 7:13,
13.
thank you.